No. Do you want to
I
do
have
the
not.
recommendations first or no?
Yeah, I suppose we could do that. Yeah,
So we
let's
don't forget.
lest we forget, let's get into the movie recommendations segment.
Are you watching the movies I recommended?
Well, what do you recommend?
Keeping with the theme of today's episode of writers with addiction and a Minnesota film, Factotum. This is actually a Blockbuster video DVD. ripped off the
Nice.
stickers. Yeah, I bought it off of Amazon, I think, and it was used from some seller, and it came with Blockbuster stickers on it.
Like new.
That's awesome.
So this was filmed in Minneapolis. It's based off of a book of the same name that takes place in 1940s LA, but I guess they update it to, well, it's obviously updated to 2005 Minneapolis, but I think they're still maybe going for the LA because at one point in the movie he gets a job at the Times at the newspaper. So I'm I'm guessing they're still going for that whole LA thing. And Barfly also takes place in LA, of course. The writer I'm speaking of, Charles Bukowski, wrote the book. Very famous poet, author, very famous writer with a heavy drinking problem, much like the focus of today's episode. But Barfly is the main character in that, played by Mickey Rourke. He plays Henry Chinaski. That's the same character in Factotum. So it's basically a sequel, except Matt Dillon is playing Henry Chinaski this time around, or Hank as he's sometimes known. Barfly is kind of an aimless, booze-filled escapade through, I wouldn't say he bar hops so much because he typically goes to the same bar in Barfly, much to the chagrin of the head bartender, played by Frank Stallone, who he gets into fistfights with pretty much every time he drinks there.
Who else but Frank Stallone?
In Factotum, he's kind of going all over the place. He only goes to the same bar a couple of times, which is the Dubliner in St. Paul, or the Dubliner, if you will. But there's many different bars he goes to, many different jobs he takes on that he just can't handle. It's like the lowest form or lowest responsibility jobs, menial tasks. He just, can't do it without drinking or leaving to go to the bar or pretty much doing anything. But, always enough to get his unemployment check, so to say. It's hard to describe. What would they put here? Henry is a writer who spends more time on the floor than on the page. Ain't that the truth? All the scenes of hilarity are kind of wrapped around these scenes of, I wouldn't say soberness, but calmness, where he's just writing and it's, narration, just like in Fear and Loathing, where there's all this craziness going on. And then there's 5 minutes of Hunter actually writing and being poetic and, sounding very intelligent and sober, even though you're like, well, he's not, but, but, yes, he gets into many shenanigans, bar hops around Minneapolis. I showed Brett a picture on Twitter, maybe the funniest shot I've seen of any Minnesota movie. There's a shot, Clint, of Matt Dillon walking into Augie's.
Nice.
And for people who are not from here, Augie's is like the worst strip club you could go to. It's dangerous. I haven't been in there, but I've heard grand tales. It's like nobody's really been in there except for, like the
Well,
lowest
if you
class of
want to
people.
see C-section scars and stretch marks,
They do film inside, I believe. Technically, I haven't been inside Augie's, but I assume that they filmed everywhere else in Minneapolis. Might as well film in Augie's. So I assume that is inside Augie's. I'm like, well, that's kind of a low ceiling and it's not a very glamorous spot.
Low ceiling in more ways than one.
He goes to Canterbury Park several times, gets quite successful picking horses. So he keeps on going to Canterbury with Fisher Stevens, a guy he met at work. So it's very funny. Matt Dillon is very good as Henry Chinaski, almost as good as Mickey Rourke. I'd say they're pretty level. It just takes slightly different takes on it, but it's still pretty similar. Very enjoyable, especially if you like Fear and Loathing. If you like Barfly, you got to check out Factotum. It is not available all that much. I don't really see it streaming often. But I bought this DVD used off of Amazon for like $6. Mm. So shouldn't cost you all that much. You might be able to buy it or rent it digitally. I'm not sure. But yes, check out Factotum.
Right. My recommendation is Orca, the killer whale,
Mm,
sometimes just called Orca. It's directed by Michael Anderson, who also directed Logan's Run and Around the World in 80 Days, the original version, which is also fantastic. It stars Richard Harris and Will Sampson, who you might know as Chief from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
sure.
Orca, some people might dismiss it as a Jaws knockoff because it is about a killer whale who is seeking revenge against a fisherman. And why he's seeking revenge is because this fisherman's boat accidentally catches the orca whale's mate and aborts her fetus, also killing the mate too. So the killer whale has lost his mate and his unborn baby, and so he has to get revenge against this fisherman. And they play up this angle. They make it very abundantly clear that orca whales are the most intelligent creature in the world besides man, and they're the only other creature that kills for revenge. They're way more dangerous than the great white shark. And it's a really fun movie. Like they do some really cool stuff with it, especially with the whale being like super intelligent. Like there's a really fantastic scene where it literally takes out like it causes a chain reaction that takes out the entire fishing village. And then it leads to this big, cat and mouse game between the fisherman and the whale, and this battle of wits of who's gonna survive and who's gonna, back off or die. The score is by Ennio Morricone, which is fucking amazing, like per usual from him. So don't be so quick to dismiss this as like a Jaws knockoff. I don't know if I would say it's as good as Jaws, but it's pretty damn close. I really, really like it. This Blu-ray is from Shout Factory, which I'm not sure if they're still selling these or not, or if they're out of print. But if you can pick it up, I would highly recommend you go seek out Orca, the killer whale.
I think Kino put that out on 4K recently.
It might have, yeah, that's probably
So
true because I
they
I
might
think
have
it
it
did
now.
I think it did get released on 4K.
I was curious, when did was Roe v. Wade, was that 74? Thereabouts?
I want to say 78. I don't know, maybe not.
When did Orca come out? I was wondering if it
Orca was 77.
I wonder if they're capitalizing on the Roe v. Wade craze.
Roe v. Wade was 73.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Fresh, but not so fresh in the minds of the
yeah.
filmmakers.
And very candidly, it definitely was inspired by Jaws. Like the marketing, like if you watch the trailer for it, like the marketing is very much like, hey, you thought Jaws was mean. Check out this fucking orca whale.
Right.
And there's even a bit at the beginning where they're like, those great white sharks are pussies compared to the orca whale. So there's definitely like, hey, remember Jaws? Well, like this one's better, But like I said, I remember I watched it a few years ago and it was like, oh, that's kind of a cool movie. I think I like that. And like I didn't think a whole lot about it. And then it just kept coming back to my mind. And then I saw, Shout had it on Blu-ray, and I assume it was on one of their sales that I bought it. But I thought, man, I remember that movie. I want to watch it again. And on a rewatch, it was like, holy shit, this movie is awesome. I fucking love this. It's like a 4.5-star movie. So I highly recommend Orca. Go check it out, especially now that we're in the summer months. You want some summer fun. It's set in the winter, but who cares? Like it's a Jaws knockoff that's almost as good as Jaws.
All right, Clint, what would you like to
Oh,
recommend to our listeners?
All right, I'll turn off my background so you can see it. I am recommending The Cell. This
Mm.
is the 2000 movie starring Jennifer Lopez, Vince Vaughn, Minnesota Connection, and then Vincent. Oh God, how do you say his name? It's like D. Onofrio. This guy's been in
The
a ton of movies. He's been in.
D'Onofrio.
Thank you. Yeah, he was in Full Metal Jacket, Men in Black. He's Wilson Fisk and Daredevil
Played Vince
TV
Vaughn's
series.
brother in The Breakup.
Wasn't he in The Town too? He's got a ton of credits here too.
Use the bug in Men in Black. He should have won an Oscar for that.
Sugar, water.
Get your big butt back in the house.
Did he get an Oscar or anything for Full Metal Jacket?
He did not win. No, not to my knowledge.
Yeah, I'm
He sh
not sure.
he should. He's had some really good movies and acting roles.
Full Metal
Yeah, and
Jacket mostly got the hose from the Academy because Platoon was the year before.
yeah, and the Cell, he doesn't even look like himself. He's like super skinny. He's got kind of like the long kind of hair, similar to Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. He's kind of got that look 10 years before it was cool. And plays kind of like a Buffalo Bill character as well. And basically, The Cell is a detective movie where it's not really finding him because they actually find him kind of quick. The the main gimmick of the movie is Jennifer Lopez uses kind of like an inception machine, again, like 10 years before it was cool, to go inside of his mind. And Vincent D'Onofrio, he has schizophrenia and he had like a break of consciousness where his body's alive, but his mind is gone and he won't come back based on the type of schizophrenia that he has. So they basically jack in Jennifer Lopez into his mind, and it's just absolutely fucking nuts because this dude, he would kidnap girls, put them in a water tank and video record them as they would drown because he would turn on the water. It was like on an automatic system, and eventually the whole room would fill up. It was like a prison cell that was totally encapsulated. After that, he would wash him down with bleach and make him a doll and basically jerk off on top of him because he had the hooks on his back, and he would hoist himself up and over the dead girl. And so one girl was kidnapped, and it was really early. I don't remember exactly how now, but they caught him, but he had just gone into his psychotic break. So he was just on the ground in his home, and then they bring him in, and then Vince Vaughn, he's the FBI agent, and he's the one trying to facilitate anything he can do to save the girl that was kidnapped. So eventually, Vince Vaughn gets to go inside the mind of Vincent D'Onofrio as well. And the visuals are really good. Again, it's ahead of its time. It's got gimmicks that were later done better with better CGI and better effects. And this was done in 2000 with just pure imagination, really, because it was more green screen and even some practical effects, I think. So definitely highly recommend. I found it on Amazon for like $7 on Blu-ray. I don't think it streams very much. I think you could buy it on digital. Like I see it, you can buy it on Comcast for like $5 or something like that. But if you can find it on Blu-ray, I definitely recommend.
All right. Well, let's get into Fear and Loathing. So let's just kind of set up the three acts, if you will, even though it's not really like a three-act structure. You could just say the major scenes, okay? We kind of set it up. The beginning, he's going to go to Vegas to cover this Mint 400. He's bringing Benicio del Toro, Dr. Gonzo with him, his best friend. And
His attorney. I love that every time Dr. Gonzo says something, he goes, "As your attorney, I recommend."
mhm.
I advise you.
Yeah, as your attorney, I advise you to whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the very beginning, he's like, "I advise you to take this half blotter of sunshine acid. See if we can make it to the hotel in
Yeah,
time."
here's your half of the sunshine acid, and he takes the whole half.
Yeah.
It wasn't a half of a dose; it was a half of a whatever they bought. I don't know how you measure acid. Like I know they usually put it on like they'll put a drop on like a piece of paper, and you'd have maybe a little square that you'd put in your mouth. And
Yeah,
what he puts in his mouth looks like a brick of 8 squares or something, that he
Yeah.
puts in there basically.
something.
He said they had 5 sheets of blotter acid.
Sure.
So
I never really knew anyone that had acid, but I heard a story when I was in high school that there was someone at Tartan, I think it was, had acid in their backpack, and they were running from the cops, and they got all sweaty, and the acid from the backpack soaked through his skin into his back. And then he started screaming at the cop, like, "I'm an orange, don't peel me," or some shit like that. I don't know who the fuck the guy was, but it was a hell of a story. I hope it's true, but
oh,
It's like
man.
good time.
I mean, it was like a whole sheet of acid that soaked through into his skin,
You've
supposedly.
seen Good Time, Clint?
Yeah, I
Was
showed that
Robert
to you.
Patterson? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have that Sprite bottle full of, it's basically just acid,
Uh-huh.
and they pour a bunch into Barkad Abdi's mouth. And when they cops show up, he's talking crazy. They drugged him with it or whatever. But he was the security guard
Yeah.
at the amusement park, I think.
Okay.
Oh
Good.
yeah, yeah.
Local legend, Barkad Abdi.
How many
From
daycares
Moorhead.
does he run?
I mean, leering centers.
Um,
I will say I really do like the Lil Whyte song.
the what? The
Lil Whyte, his
mm,
song Acid.
Personally,
okay,
I
I don't.
like Oxycontin better. Or Roxycontin, the rock version's actually almost better than the rap version.
There's a sequel to Oxycontin. I was so high I didn't even know I spelled it wrong.
You guys might as well be
But
speaking another language because I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
the sequel to Oxycontin starts with
The sequel to
Ju
something I don't know about.
yeah, Juicy J. It starts with Juicy J leaving a voicemail for Lil Whyte complaining about him getting too high on oxys and going home with a muffin top.
Okay. I don't know Little White. Juicy J kind of sounds familiar.
Juicy J of the 3-6 Mafia. The
Okay.
Academy Award winning 3-6
You know,
Mafia.
Sure.
Little White used to hang around Jelly Roll when Jelly Roll was still a rapper.
When he was
Yeah,
still going
Jelly
to
Roll did
the
some stuff with Tech Nine too.
Juggalo conventions.
Yeah. Lil Whyte was he was on 3-6 Mafia's label. And when 3-6 Mafia had their MTV show, he appeared on there at least once or twice back in the yachts.
Okay.
He's got a song called Acid, and it's about being high on acid.
You learn something new every day.
I recommend looking it up. He's got a lot of good songs, mostly about drugs.
I blew a speaker my old Grand Prix listening to Oxycontin.
He's got a drinking song. He's got a smoking song. He's got a song about acid. He's got 2 songs about Oxycontin.
The smoking song is not very long.
But he's guaranteed to get the job done.
We might have talked about in the Over the Edge episode with Chol and Eric, but we were talking about our high school years and all the douchebags that have the douchiest cars in town. They'd have their make or model like printed on the windshield or in the back window, having these huge obnoxious spoilers and tricked out cars. Because you mentioned your Grand Prix,
Yeah.
and I had a 96 Grand Prix, a 2-door, and I think I kind of blew up my speakers too because I had a CD player with the cassette converter. So I had the
Mhm.
the Discman type setup, and it had a bass boost in it. So I had the bass all the way up in the car, and then I put a double bass boost on the CD player. And so it would sound, well, not great, but for a car with no sub, it was like, well, there it sounds like there's your speakers are trying to send out some bass. But yeah, after a while, it was like, well, there's too much Tupac, and it's like the dead of winter, and you put on this double bass boost and probably cracked them.
The rattle when you blow a speaker is the worst.
So towards the end, I couldn't have that bass boost on, or my speakers would rattle.
Yeah, speaking of the cars, I recently on my way to work saw a Intimidator edition Monte Carlo, the Dale Earnhardt
Oh, you know what? I think
Monte
there's one
Carlo.
around here too. There's two real nice Monties, like '03 Monties around
Real
here.
nice.
I tell you, this car is tits. This car's tits.
They're in like perfect condition though. That's the thing. They look like we're in 2003.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, those
nobody's
are the
asking-
NASCARs. That's what
Nobody's
they drove in
asking to
NASCAR.
borrow them for fucking prom. That's for sure.
They had V8s in them. Those things fucking go. You
Well,
can't turn for shit in them, but
I
they'll
think the
go in a
80s
straight line.
the 80s Monties had V8s, but those '03 ones had like a 3.2 V6. So I remember my Grand Prix would take it.
They didn't
easy.
have side curtain airbags too, did they?
No.
Uh,
Well, I think like some of them you could get a V8 in, but I'm sure like most of them didn't. Obviously, the NASCAR editions probably had V8s. The Intimidator edition, Dale Jr. edition, Jeff Gordon edition. I don't know if they had other ones, but I remember
They should have had a
they had
training day
those three,
edition, is what they should have had.
right?
I think you could have sold some off of that, especially in LA. You in the
But
office, baby.
So where's the office? Back at division? In the office, baby. Going up.
Put the hydraulics in stock.
You know, this is such a great Fear and Loathing episode because it's just like it's like we're Raul Duke going to the Mint 400. We're doing everything to talk about the fucking movie.
It's really gonzo.
Yeah.